Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, November 4th. We are looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And big day in the SPY. We close up just over $7.50. We were up at one point over $10, close to 11, I believe. We end with a trend day. We end only 8 wide. Here's a very interesting little bit of information. I haven't seen this in a long time. So while we're trading right now is where half back is, so you don't see the yellow line. Our entire volume of the trading day, we did 126 million right now with the after hours going on. All of it is above half back. So totally below is where we opened, dipped below. We got just about pennies above the 50-day moving average, got above the opening and just rocketed to the upside. And then kind of played the same game as it did yesterday, where we made some new highs. Now a little more, we got more extension. Yesterday we only got a little extension in D and E. Today we got more extension in E and an F and G pop, but really turned out to be the same thing because we basically one time frame down the entire day from the day's high, except for I's high, which is an afternoon rally high. I was looking for an afternoon pullback low. Instead, we get an afternoon rally high. We do hold the single prints. Very interesting. Again, this is why news means nothing. I said the market hates uncertainty. Well, it can't be any more uncertain than it is right now. And we were up at one point over 3%. Triple Qs were up over 5%. So if we're down tomorrow 2%, I don't want to hear it's because there's uncertainty. You can't have it both ways. So forget news. It won't be mentioned here anymore at all. Yes, I want to know when the Fed's speaking and when non-farm payrolls come out. But that's not why the market's going to do what it wants to do. I just want to know when they're coming out. Now, because you can't have it both ways. You just can't. I had a good day today. I had one losing trade. That was in B period when I took a short against last week's high, which was also our overnight high to see if that would hold initially. Got out of it quickly, so only lost small. And then the rest of the day was very, very successful. So we gapped higher. We dipped below the opening, like I said, held the 50-day moving average like a champ, and then started ripping up. Now, it was a risky trade. That's why I only did very small, because not only do we have higher value and a gap higher, we're now one-time framing up, but I thought maybe like yesterday when we stalled, look where we stalled yesterday. Once we filled the gap, we never really saw it again. I thought, well, maybe they're going to try to get last week's high and then stall. Well, that didn't happen. So I took a 344 put play, lost on that, but only small. We did stop the one-time framing down the weekly, so the monthly and weekly are in balance. The daily is firmly up right now with a little poor structure with all these gaps, but it is up. Now, after that, all I did was basically scalp shorts after that for a while. Scalped the short in B, which worked out very nice. I didn't know if the single prints were going to hold once we didn't take out B's high right away, so I scalped a short in C. And then again, E period. We had a chance for single prints. Again, I took a short in E. They didn't hold. So I scalped the new high in E. I did it again in F. I did it again in G. But again, yes, I was fading a trend day, but the trend day was down here. We weren't getting distance above new highs in E, F, and obviously G didn't even take out F's high. So I was comfortable. I wasn't shorting at the bottom of the time frames. I was shorting it once we popped, tape it off on volume, and couldn't get more extension. Then I took the short, the one I didn't take here when we took out D's low, which would have been beautiful. I did take that in H when we took out G's low. Took the short. Now I traded a bunch of different strikes today, and all of them were Fridays. I'm playing Friday's expiration. I said that in the video this morning. I traded the 344s first and the 347s. I traded all of them between 347 and 350 expirations. Took that short. It worked out. Didn't work out as well as I would like. I thought we'd get more of a flush. I opened. Reverses, take out H's high, spent zero time up there, and then ripped down for a reversal bar, and we never saw it again. So I did take another short in J period, which worked out. Again, nothing was big today. My biggest position, I think, was 25 contracts. That's it. Didn't have to be big. The ranges were big, so I was doing pretty well on lots of 10s and 20s all day. The biggest one I took was in L period when I did think we might get an afternoon pullback low. I scalped calls. I added a couple times. The biggest I was 25, and I made money on them because I took them at very good trade locations. Each time it got around half back or below. That's where I would add, and it popped up, and it gave me opportunities. And I did nothing in M period. So it turned out to be a good day overall for me and the trading room. Now, destinations. Again, far and wide apart. Again, we're going to get volatilities here for a while, my friends. Upside. We closed at 343.54. Just about half back we close. First destination, we're only 8 wide. Now, am I going to totally ignore it? No, but it's not a destination I'm writing down. First destination I'm using is eyes high, afternoon rally high, 347.17. Is that a textbook definition? Of course not. Then we have today's high of 347.94. Above that, we don't have anything to single prints from October 19th. 348.34 get filled at 46, and then 349.33. Weekly high. For the downside, we have our single prints. They start at 343.15, get filled at 342.54. A's high. I was going to use B's low as a lowest accepted price, but since the single print fill and B's low aren't that much off, kind of redundant. If we fill those single prints, I would think the odds of taking out B's low are very good, so I'm not using it. Then we do have a nice buy tail of over 200, almost 300 ticks to today's low of 339.59, and then filling the gap at 338.25. So that's a 134-point gap. But in the middle of that gap, we still have 11 wide. That naked pocket is still there, friends. 339.02. In fact, kind of missed an opportunity today. I got a little mesmerized by that. When A period was coming down, I thought we would get it, and that's why I was looking to take a long. And it wasn't until later in A or B period when I realized we got down right above the 50-day moving average. So I got a little jaded and blinded by looking for this POC and missed a decent long there. But that's all right. It happens. And then below 339.02, we don't have anything until 334.84, which was the afternoon pullback low from yesterday. Now, yes, we'll have M period range to deal with possibly tomorrow and M period range today, but those aren't firm destinations or reference points. Those will be used if we're inside of them. So that's your destinations. Now, let's go to the charts. Monthly is firmly in balance. Now, just like I said, because we closed near the low of last month's low range, it doesn't mean we're going to take out last month's low. Well, it's the same thing here. We're getting to the top. Well, not that close, but we got to within $6 of it almost today. Doesn't mean we're going to take it out to the upside. We're firmly in a 4-month balance. 339.08 is still a key level to me. And since it's a monthly, it will be a key level for me until they prove they can get above this 4-month balance high and get acceptance till at an all-time high. So keep that in mind. Weekly, firmly balanced. You can call it a 2-week balance or you can call it a 7-week balance, whatever you want to use. The bottom line is last month's high and then that 319.80 monthly low is the top and bottom of it. And then on the daily, we're up. One time framing up 3 days. 2 gaps is my main focus. Here's that 50-day moving average where we bounced off today. Here's a very interesting thing that I showed the room. Here's your all-time high, September 2nd, 358.75. Here's the inside month high, 354.02. right? Never could get to the high. And now here's today's high of 347.94. Now, one day doesn't make a market, but we did sell off pretty good from the day's high. Is that all they want? I don't know. But unless they take out last month's high at some point, we've just made couple of lower highs. Now, I'm not writing the bulls off because they sold off today, but I'm just saying they need, although the daily's up, the monthly and weekly, all they are is in balance. That's a market waiting for more market-generated information. So we're going to have to prove we can get above that 354.02 level before we can even think about making a new all-time high. Hope you had a great day trading. Stay safe, have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.